Today we're looking at Australian Shepherds and seeing what we see. Let's go. Shay to her paw pad, oh no.
Oh, your leg's broken?
Poor,
Oh, no.
poor Shay.
Oh, broken. Poor Shade. Do you think you're gonna make it? Are you dead?
She said, I can be.
I guess so.
As a matter of fact, I am dead. What a drama queen. Always important to take care of our dog's pads though. One thing to keep in mind is surfaces that our dogs walk on. Some surfaces are very easy on their pads, doesn't cause any harm, like sand, grass, gravel. But if your dog ever goes on surfaces that are more abrasive, like say jagged rocks or anything not smooth, it can sometimes cause issues on their pads. Pads are not invulnerable. Another thing to keep in mind about protecting our dog's pads is the weather. When it's super hot outside, dogs' pads can easily burn from walking. And on the other hand, when it's super cold, you also can run the risk of potential frostbite. It's a good habit to get into of taking a look at your dog's pads to make sure that there's no issues going on. Getting an Australian Shepherd from an online ad. Oh dear. Australian Shepherd makes sense. Yeah. Maltese? Wait, what? Wait. They were breeding a Australian Shepherd with a Maltese? Oh, it's a DNA test. So the DNA test came back that their Australian Shepherd was part Maltese. We're gonna have to get this dog on Mari. The results say you are not the father. No. But DNA tests for dogs are actually not that accurate, to tell you the truth. I've seen a lot of examples of things like this coming back. People will DNA test their Chihuahua, find out its dad was a Great Dane. Great Danes get DNA tested and find out they had a mother Chihuahua. Sometimes they're accurate, but sometimes they can kind of go off the rails like this. Things to know before owning an Aussie. Attention seeker. Everything's a toy. No personal space. Foodie. High energy. Peanut butter. Sleeps weird. Cute. One thing to note about giving your dogs peanut butter. Peanut butter can be okay, but try to make sure that it is sugar and salt free. Salt in large quantities is actually toxic to dogs, as well as sugar. There's also sugar additives that are often added to human food, like peanut butter, and those things can be toxic to dogs as well. So if you're gonna give your dog peanut butter, it's okay, but try to make sure it doesn't contain those things. Watch Milo grow up in 30 seconds. Let's go, Milo. Looks like about 8 to 10 weeks there. Aw, cute. Cute little boy. Is he a little mini? A mini Aussie? He's a little guy. Australian Shepherds come in two different sizes. You got your standard size and then your minis. Behavior-wise, not really much of a difference. Really, it just comes down to what size dog you want to have. Australian Shepherds doing what they were bred for. What they were bred for was herding. So let's see if we see, there we go. We're herding the sheeps and the cows. It's amazing how hardwired certain behaviors are into certain breeds of dogs. For example, German short-haired pointers when they're stalking something, will actually point with their leg. And Australian Shepherds have a hardwired instinct for herding. So much so that sometimes it even comes out on them herding people. It's a really unique and cool trait that Australian Shepherds have. Cutting my dog's butt curtains for the first time. Butt curtains. She was not amused by my pigtails. That's pretty funny. Oh my god, no butt hair. Aw, I don't know, I kind of like the butt curtains. The grown out hair is pretty nice, but cutting it is kind of nice for sanitary reasons. When these guys are pooping and all that long hair is back there, sometimes it can get a little bit messy, especially if they've eaten something that they shouldn't have. To be honest, I think it actually looks best short. What people think owning an Aussie is like. It's pretty accurate. Oh, they got a horse? He's got the broom. Little man's going to work, gotta clean up. He says, well, you don't sweep the house, so I guess I gotta do it. Funny enough, these dogs are so smart, you probably could teach them to keep the broom in his mouth and sweep if you actually tried. They can learn a lot. How do you wake her up? Oh, she's deaf. Okay, yeah. Vibration is good, smart, and smell, yeah. The stinky sock. Oh, she's up. It's amazing how dogs can go from sound asleep to full energy in a split second. In general, waking up a dog, unless you really need to, is not a great idea. Even if you do it gently, you still risk the chance of startling the dog and potentially getting bit. Think about what happens when somebody wakes us humans up out of a deep sleep. Somebody comes in and starts talking, you get startled. The same thing can happen for dogs. And if you wake them up by touching them, you have a slight chance that the dog in that startled state could potentially bite or nip you. So it's best to always let sleeping dogs sleep. And if you have to wake them up, always try to wake them up with sound or smell rather than touch, just to be on the safe side. Oh, got a little dinner time. Oh, look at that. A little weave in cross. USA. Nice. Nice. Wow. Little dance moves. I like it. Oh, she's shy. Look at that little balancing. Very good. High five and Jenga. Oh, shit. Dog plays Jenga better than me. Wow. Excellent training. Rolling. In case she ever catches on fire. Stop, drop, and roll. Look at that. Beautiful. Wow. Amazing job training this dog. This shows you the potential that these dogs have and just what you can do with them. What an amazing job this woman's done. You look on the dog, there's no shock collar, there's no prong collar, no choke chain. You can see this dog is happy and confident. She's done such a good job simply training the dog, teaching the dog behaviors and how to respond to words and hand signals. Absolutely amazing. Great job. When it's officially shedding season, oh baby, hey, they got a lot that comes out. 20 seconds, yep. When it comes to shedding, there's two brushes that you want to use. You want one that's going to get off the loose hair on the top coat, and then another that's going to get out that whole undercoat. Oftentimes people will only use one type of brush and then wonder why their dog still sheds so heavily. You got to use two different types to be able to get both of the coats. Then you'll see a dramatic reduction in shedding. Aussie pups will herd your kids, that's right. Those herding instincts can come out onto people, not just the animals. Now in reality, this is just a puppy that's just having fun and just playing. Certainly nothing wrong with that. But as she gets older, those herding instincts are going to get stronger. The first sign that people often see with a herding dog is that the dog starts nipping at people's ankles. And with a small child, that can sometimes cause issues. So it's very important that when you have a puppy at this young age, and especially when there's children around, you make bite inhibition and teaching your dog how to have a gentle mouth #1 priority. But it's really nice seeing this little kid and dog together. They're gonna grow up being best friends. How we taught our dogs to turn off the lights. All right. Maybe a little touch command, targeting. Ah, there we go. Touch his paw with a stick, and then the stick goes to the light. Good. Good, different heights. Very good. There you go, perfect. Yeah, that's how you do it. Good, good, good. Now the real question is, after the dog turns off the light, does he run up the stairs as fast as he can so the monsters can't get him? Teaching this touch command, though, is actually very useful for lots of different activities. You could use the same thing to teach a dog to open up a door by pushing it, or to close a door. You can use it for them to learn to ring a bell to let you know they need to go outside. It's a really cool command to teach. Why is it so hard to find Aussies with tails in the USA?
The American Kennel Club has stated that the official standard of the Australian Shepherd is to have a natural or docked bobtail.
True.
That means if your Aussie was born with a tail, it is still an acceptable practice for breeders to have it removed.
I like them with the tail. When it comes to whether or not dogs should have their tails docked, I think it actually is better for dogs to have their natural tails. Tails are very important for us humans because it lets us read a dog's body language and know how they're feeling. And when dogs don't have their tails, then it makes it harder on us humans to know how a dog is feeling. Now, we'll never know because we're not dogs, but it's said that when you dock the dog's tail so young, it doesn't really cause them any pain because the nerve endings haven't even developed at 3 days old. It's much different than cropping a dog's ears, which is very, very painful and has a long recovery. To dock a dog's tail, usually they just take a little rubber band, it goes around the dog's tail and falls off after a few days after the circulation gets cut off. So I'm not as against docking tails as I am against cropping ears, but if you have the opportunity to leave your dog with a tail, I think it's always best. That's all for today, guys. Be sure to like this video, leave a comment, let me know what breed you want to see next, and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.